Hi, Daphne. Thanks for joining me today.
No problem.
And thanks for offering to tell us a little bit about your story with training at Vintage Fitness and with Anna R. So I'm just going to ask you a little bit about what your experience was before versus now. And I'm hoping you can take us back to the weeks right before you reached out to Vintage. And what did a typical day look like for you physically?
Well, my story is that I had suddenly developed what turned out to be autoimmune hepatitis and got totally deconditioned. So I was 78. I wasn't in terrible shape for my age. I could walk 10 kilometers. I could go up hills. Couldn't keep up with my husband, but it was close. And then after the hospitalization and searching for a diagnosis and going on medication, I was completely deconditioned. And we were planning a trip to Portugal and Spain. That
Mm.
was really worrisome. And I was trying to get fit on my own. I'd gone from a wheelchair to a rollator to walking with a cane. I mean, I was making increments, but not very fast. And all I knew how to do was walk upstairs and walk further and try to walk a bit faster. I didn't know enough to do anything else. And several people suggested to me that, well, maybe you should try a trainer. Um,
Mm.
and then came the search for one. Like, how do you find a trainer who's willing to come to your part of the city? I got some recommendations. I talked to some people. They weren't willing to come to my part of the city. And one of them suggested looking at vintage fitness. Um, and there I found a match to a fabulous trainer and R. So my previous days, I walked a little bit. I worried, how am I going to do this trip to Portugal? They have hills everywhere. And 6 months later, after working with Anna R, I was walking up the hills of Lisbon slowly, but without stopping. I mean, very, very slowly, but continuously. And we were walking all over Lisbon. We were walking 10 to 18 kilometers a day. And maybe after 8 kilometers, I'd say I need to rest for 10 minutes, but I could do it. And that's the difference vintage fitness made to my life.
Wow. So that's when you noticed a specific breakthrough moment where your body had changed and you'd actually gotten stronger from just several months of working with strength training. How many times a week?
I started twice a week, and the last 2 months before we went to Portugal, we increased it to 3 times a week. And
Wonderful.
Anna knew how important this was to me. So even when something happened that she normally wouldn't have been able to come, she said, "No, I'm here because you need me." She was just religiously devoted to, she was going to get me off on that trip to Portugal. And
It
when I
must have
came,
felt so special to have someone customizing everything to your home environment, to your pace, and to your goals, right? To have a support system.
absolutely. And she, I can only speak to her because I've only worked, speak about her because I've only worked with her. She is unusually well trained and equipped for what she's doing with vintage fitness because she was trained as a physiotherapist in Colombia. And although she's not working as a physiotherapist, she has unusually deep knowledge of body mechanics. So she can meet me and she says, "What's wrong?" She knows immediately just looking at me, something's off. And I can say, "This hurts." And I'm expecting some really cool, comforting massage. No, I don't get that. I get tailored exercises for strengthening the muscles to compensate for whatever's hurting in my neck that day. Um,
Absolutely. We don't say, oh, you're hurting. Maybe you should take a rest or take a day off. We say, hey, what can we do? And you'll feel way more empowered after knowing that there's always something you can do to get better, even in a setback. So that's amazing. So it sounds like you've gone like from a mental shift from sort of like what's happening to me to now I'm able to thrive again. Would you say that's accurate?
Somewhat. I mean, I still have autoimmune hepatitis. I'm still immunosuppressed. I'm still dealing with the side effects of the medication. That hasn't gone away. But I would not hesitate to book another trip. I don't hesitate when we're going to a friend's house for dinner. Oh, it's 5 kilometers away. My husband says, let's walk. He will always say, let's walk. And I'll say, fine. Whereas I used to say, let's take a cab or let's take the subway.
Mm, that's amazing. I think it's really inspiring to hear people's stories when you have a setback or when you have a condition or issue that you're dealing with on an ongoing basis, and still you're not giving up, you're doing what you can. I would say, 98% of our clients have different things that they're dealing with on an ongoing basis, and then things that also cycle through that are setbacks for a period of time. And still, we encourage all our clients to continue to just do what you can and never give up. And our clients inspire us all because we want to be like that, when we get there too, and we're helping you get there and you're inspiring us to get there. And so that's what we're trying to do here with this little interview is show people out there, no matter what you're dealing with, it's not over for you. You're still here, right? Um,
Yeah, and
yeah.
there will be days when um, actually Anna has figured out how to solve some of the chronic physical problems. So we don't have to deal with them anymore. But earlier on a bad day, she'd say, oh, and O means this is not what I had planned to do today. But she'll say, okay, we have to deal with your foot because you're not going to be able to exercise until we deal with what you're telling me is going on with your foot. And so we deal with the foot for 20 minutes and oh, that feels better. And then we can go back to whatever she was planning for the day. And she seems to have infinite ideas about how to exercise and infinite knowledge of 10,000 different muscles in your body that can be exercised in different ways. So it never gets boring.
Yeah, absolutely. And working with seniors in particular, you can't just have a plan and a one size fit all thing. So, all our trainers are specialized in seniors fitness and do have this additional knowledge where it's like, okay, especially with this population, it's not going to be the same every day. We're going to have good days and bad days. And so we have to be able to pivot and work with what's happening that day. Okay, question for you. What can you comfortably, joyfully do today that felt completely impossible before you started with Anna?
Walk up hills and joyfully. Um, yeah, it's joyful when I get to the top and I'm still breathing and I like walking and I can do a lot more of it. I also notice that I can carry heavier loads. I mean, I was saying, hey, look at me, look at what I'm carrying. Couldn't have done that before. When I came
Mm,
back from Portugal and resumed with Anna, I told her my goal was not to lose what I had gained. So I thought we were going on maintenance. I thought
never.
I was at some kind of asymptote. Wrong. Oh my goodness. we're working on going upstairs without holding onto the railing, better balance, so I can do that. I thought those days were gone. And I'm not there yet, but it's getting, I can go up small steps without holding on the railing, and we're working on it. I'm confident we'll get there. And
Mm.
we're working on heavier weights, and yeah, we're moving to the next level.
That is so amazing to hear. I think a lot of people think that, maintenance is the best thing they can shoot for at this stage, or maybe that's all that's available to them. And um, I would say that we're always looking for progress with our clients, no matter where they're starting. So I laughed when you said, "Oh, I thought we were going on maintenance," because we don't really do that. We're always looking for improvement, and we always know that wherever you are in the game, you can improve from where you started. So I love that you're getting that push, and even if it's not always joyful, it's always empowered, and you celebrate at the top of the hill.
And of course, there's still setbacks. I went on new medication as part of a clinical trial, and there are side effects from it. And it says, oh, we've got to get your metabolic rate up. Oh, she knows how to cope with the setbacks. And this is um, well, it's a particularly bad one for me because I wasn't expecting it. And I wasn't expecting the side effects of the medication. And yeah, I feel better after the sessions.
Mm, yeah, setbacks are always challenging, especially when they're very unexpected. And I think just having a support system, and it sounds like your husband's a great support system. And I'm so happy to hear what a wonderful match you have with Anna, she's always saying, "Oh no, we can work with this. Like, you're not broken. It's, a little bit of a challenge right now, and we'll just work with it and we'll get past this one too."
Yeah, and
Um,
she's extremely kind. Really interesting person. I mean, you develop a personal relationship with your trainer. It's very easy to do with Anna. And my husband drops by. We normally work out in the gym in my building, and my husband drops by. They they have a humorous rapport because my husband, he walks, but he won't do anything else. And Anna teases him, and they joke about it. So, it's really quite lovely. When the gym is unavailable, which happens sometimes, we work out in my living room. I mean, that's fine. We just don't have as heavy weights. It's better when I can go to the gym, but we can do it in my apartment, my condo if we need to.
Absolutely. Are you lifting more than you thought you'd be able to lift now?
Oh, absolutely.
That's amazing. Maybe your husband will be inspired by your lifting as well, once you're
No,
moving the
he's
dresser
tried.
yourself.
No, I try. I say, hey, Charlie, look what I'm doing. Try this. And he says, oh, that hurts my shoulder. And he's out of there.
Yeah, it takes a lot to get in the routine of it and get into the mentality of like, hey, this is who I am and this is what I do now. So I'm happy for you that you found that. What would you say to a friend or family member who's sitting on the fence about investing in a program like this?
Um, I have said to a number of people who were intrigued, like people see me working with Anna because we're in the gym in our building. And what I've said is it's just made a huge difference, try it out. Vintage gives you a month after which you can cancel the contract. Just try it out and see how it works for you. And I
Yeah,
particularly recommend Anna. I mean, that's my experience. So, of course, I'm particularly recommending Anna R. I know you have two Annas, Anna R, as a trainer. Um, there are other people I know who were working with trainers, and before I thought I don't need that. So I'm not going. around proselytizing to people that they should have a trainer. But it's when they show the least bit of interest, I really talk it up.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think a lot of it does come down to belief. And then it's a time commitment and it's hard, right? To keep showing up every time. And let's be honest, we don't always feel like showing up. So I think just by doing it, you're probably inspiring more people than you think. And the people in your circle watching you just take steps and make strides, even through
Yes, people
setbacks.
say, "Oh, you seem to be doing a lot better," and I'll say I'm working with a trainer. That's largely responsible. In terms of the commitment, though, I do know I'm an experimental psychologist that having the structure that at such and such a time on such and such a day, I always am working out is very helpful. As opposed to you need the intention, the motivation, the intention, and the structure. And working with a
Hmm.
trainer provides the structure. And,
Yes,
having paid for it in advance also helps with the motivation, to follow through. So it doesn't matter if you just don't feel like it on Tuesday morning, you're meeting your trainer at 10 o'clock. And that structure is very helpful.
absolutely. Otherwise, so much time can pass before you've actually worked out again if you're waiting for feeling like it, right?
And then it'll just
Amazing.
get harder and harder. Yeah.
Absolutely. And everything will hurt more and more, right? And fall apart more and more. Amazing. Thank you so much. Is there anything else you wanted to share about goals that are coming up for you, or anything else you wanted to share about your experience?
I think we've pretty well covered it. I mean, I was brought back from the brink is the way I feel about it because once you're deconditioned, you're just going to keep getting worse. And I went in the other direction thanks to finding vintage fitness and particularly the trainer NR.
Thank you so much for sharing today, Daphne. It's so amazing to hear your story and keep up the amazing work because I bet you there are possibilities that you can't even see for yourself yet that Anna sees for you in advance.
Just wait, I'll be running a marathon. I've never wanted to, so I don't think that is going to happen.
You never know. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Well, thanks for having this company because it's hard to find a trainer once you decide that you want to. And you've got to find one where it's a good match, who has the time and who's willing to drive to wherever it is you live.
Yes,
Yeah.
we have trainers all across the entire GTA now. And again, they're all first in seniors fitness and have humongous hearts as well, just like your Anna.
Okay. Hey,
Have a wonderful day. Keep up the good work. Thanks,
okay.
Daphne.
Bye.